Every day's a bonus.
Boom. We're off.
That was two bad
to
slates.
Another start. Two bad slates, but great job doing it, Ken. You're the best at doing bad things. You're the best bad guy I know.
I like
talented.
that. I love meeting low or no expectations. I can live up to that.
The expectations we have for you, Logan, are even lower than for Ken.
Excellent at incompetence.
Guys, welcome to Every Day's a Bonus. We are glad you're here on your drive, on your workout. We hang out for a little bit. We bring you into the room with us. And if you're watching it, listening to it, there's so many different ways. Man, we're on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all the Googles and the YouTubes and all of them.
MySpace.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere. But each of us here have a neat platform. Ken being a comedian, you can see him online. You can see him on his socials. Logan, man, they've got their own family company, and he just does so many cool things. Check him out as well, his company and what he does. Very motivational guy, really good at corporate pieces. I get a chance to be a kids pastor at a church in this area, but we do have an online presence. If you go to YouTube, you can just type in West Ridge Kids.
Is West Ridge one or two words?
Two words, West Ridge Church, and then inside of that is our ministry, West Ridge Kids.
But there's no space when you type it online.
I was
to
about
go
to
to the
say.
website. That's
Good
where
point. That's where it's confusing.
Yeah.
Now you can type in www.westridge.com/kids YouTube. That'll take you right to our channel.
Wow.
But if you go into YouTube, you'd have to type in 3 words, West Ridge Kids. By the way, shameless plug.
But
But
and the t-shirt.
I am wearing the Dirt Bite.
Eating dirt.
Dirt Bike Ninja t-shirt. So Ken did it last episode. So look, I can show you the back of it. Look at this.
I can't.
See this? It's a
but
Star
you're
Wars
staying
one.
near the mic.
Oh,
Great job.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Ken wasn't near the mic, and now all the cameras are back there
Just start
looking at my
twerking
shirt.
while you're there.
But they can,
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know what's going on.
No.
All I know is my legs are super tired.
My quads are really burning.
They're burning on fire. But hey, this is
A
our
little more rucking and you'll be able to
this is it.
handle
I gotta
that.
ruck more rucking, more walking with my wife while I ruck. So this is our superhero that Skylar behind the cameras here has been helping us for the last, there's 6 full-length feature films on our YouTube channel. It costs nothing to watch, but you and your family, please watch it. Man, Dirt Bike Ninja, it was the concept.
They're hilarious.
Because of when I was a kid.
For kids.
I wanted to be a trash truck guy.
Same.
Okay, because I wanted to ride on the back of the truck.
Absolutely.
And then I wanted to be a ninja, because that's awesome.
That's
I
awesome.
wanted to ride my dirt bike, which is super cool. Last episode, we learned how, it's not great to take somebody and get them lost while you are riding a bicycle. But I wanted to ride a dirt bike. So anyway, we turned it into a superhero called Dirt Bike Ninja. So he drank a cup of ninja juice, got bit by a radioactive dirt bike, and boom, all of a sudden he's got powers.
How
So
did you get bit by a bike?
well, you got to watch and see, Ken. They've got to watch and I can't tell you.
Who hasn't seen any of Dirt Bike
tell you.
Ninja.
I saw the trailer. I
Who's
can't wait.
seen them all?
What a
Who's seen them all?
supportive co-host. Yeah, I've seen all of them.
No, it's fun because we're all. I think sometimes we get caught up in the fact that we can't talk about what we're doing because it feels kind of selfish sometimes, right? But we're all in the middle of doing different ministries, different business ideas, different whatever it is. And sometimes it's okay to let people know what we're doing. And so
WeberMotivation.com. Just go check out my work. I can come speak to your next conference, your next professional development. If you want some on-demand training on time management, I got you. All of this fun energy
is
but
free.
in a completely different package. And the energy's free. Go to WeberMotivation.com. Check it out.
The energy's free. The motivational speech costs money, but the energy is free of charge.
If you buy me, the energy comes free.
That's what his wife thinks too.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's the best plug I've ever done.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
And guess what? It is a little selfish sometimes, but we all have passion projects. And a lot of times when you are, the key is when you find what you love to do, right? The whole, you'll never work a day in your life. You have a job. We all have jobs, but when you really, really love what you do, it doesn't feel like a job because you're very passionate about it. And so I think it's good to let them know what we're doing in this world. Ken, you're a comedian. What do
That's
you
what they
do
keep telling
besides
me.
a podcast here with us? What else do you do?
This is my favorite part. This is my oasis. I've been in 49 of the 50 states, had a couple Netflix
What have you
specials.
not
Which one
been
did you
in?
not go to? Vermont.
New Hampshire. I was
close.
next door. You were very close.
But the letters are different.
I've been to New Hampshire.
Heard of New
New
Hampshire.
Hampshire
like the-
School Nutrition Association. Shout
like the,
out. Thanks for hiring me.
Yeah. You can hire him too.
Yeah.
But you can watch our YouTube channel for free.
Yeah.
So, cost money, free. Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, mine is the latest project. I'm actually in the process of editing. It'll be online
Okay.
soon. It's it's date night comedy, which I was totally stoked about the footage that I've been watching. We're
Love
editing
it.
it. But
Who
I'm going to
hosted
do
that with you with the date night
I think
comedy?
the MC was you.
Oh, that's
That was
great.
it.
What a neat thing.
Who was a really good usher at the show?
I think that would be
a
Logan
good one
Weber
was another
and working the book table
yeah,
afterwards.
Yeah, Mallory was
book
actually
guy.
great at
Yeah,
that.
Ma-
and
yeah,
Logan
Mallory. I
Logan
was
came
there.
with the,
Logan
with
was
the
there.
package.
Mallory was good, and
The
Logan
energy was
there.
free.
And the energy was free.
good.
No, but
That's good.
I'm pumped because we did a special a couple years ago where my Dry Bar special was on, and we said, hey, if you watch it on YouTube and just hashtag it with this hashtag, then when we hit 1 million views, we're going to draw, and I'm going to do a free show somewhere in the country at my expense, fly there and everything. And it turned out so great. I was in
That's
Melbourne
awesome.
Beach, Florida. Lady said, well, what? I mean, how big a place? I said, it can be your family room. I don't care. And it was at a community pool house that sat about 150, then about 200 people in there. It was hilarious. So we're going to do that
That's
again
awesome.
with this one. So just look up Kenn,
Cool.
KENN on YouTube, Kenn Comedy or whatever.
I love that. And then
And
once
it'll
they
pop
see
up.
it and they find it, they can comment.
Yeah, I'll
on
be
it.
in a blue tuxedo jacket. That's the way to find the new one, but it's not out. It may be by the time they watch this. I don't know.
Blue tuxedos
I like that.
underselling it. There was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
You'll know. You'll
A
know.
lot of action, a lot of lights.
It's good.
And then that means we got to give things away. I'll give away a Dirt Bike Ninja t-shirt.
There you
Comment
go.
Dirt Bike Ninja.
Well,
I'll
this
give
is,
that to you.
Apropos, because this is the week I'm not giving away this t-shirt.
Hey, then I'll give this one away.
Yeah.
Give that
And
one
all
away.
the other
like that.
weeks, I won't give anything away.
And I'll
Like
give
you.
mine away.
I'll have something to give away. You can go to Logan Weber on YouTube and see my YouTube channel for free stuff.
That's what I'm talking. And he'll give
Yeah.
you
Free
his
stuff.
pants,
Yeah, free
His shirt.
motivational videos.
his hat.
Yeah.
Who wants that? That's
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's
What?
a hot commodity.
Oh, it is. It
yeah.
is. Wow, that's good. That's good
Yeah.
stuff. Well, it's good. Go ahead, Ken. You were going to say something.
No, I was going to say, Logan and I were talking one time, and you even brought it up on one of the shows, one of the episodes, and the mindset of when you're in front of people, why are you there?
Yeah.
And is it because I want them to like me? Is it because I want them to like what I'm doing or whatever?
Sure.
And it's just a mindset shift, which is just crazy cool that if I'm there hoping they like me, I fail before I begin.
Oh yeah.
And I see kids coming out of the kids area on Sunday mornings, and you've got the right motive. And I've heard Logan, I'm really looking forward to hearing him speak at a men's event in a couple weeks, of just standing up going, I want you to feel better when you walk out than when you came in. And it's a mindset shift from being selfish to being selfless. And I heard an incredible story that really kind of drove that home for me. And it was this lady, she goes to her therapist every week or every other week, and she gets a medication to deal with her hard life. And she's like, my kids are terrible. My husband's a jerk, and my friends don't do that. And just blah, blah, blah for an hour so she can get her Xanax or whatever it was she was getting.
Sure.
Well, the therapist one week, he just said, just listened and wrote the prescription and gave it to her. She comes back like an hour later. She goes, what is this? I went to get my prescription. I handed it, and they're like, this is not for us at the pharmacy. She's like, what? And she read it. She goes, you're a quack. What is this? And he said, read it. She said, go to Niagara Falls, go to the lowest observation deck and stare up at the falls for 8 hours a day, every day for a week. She goes, that's stupid. Why would you give me this? And he said, that's the only way you're going to be healed. And she goes, what do you mean that's the way I'm going to be healed? Just go and stare up at a waterfall? And he said, until you realize there is something bigger than you in this world, you're never going to get better. And it's that move from being, look how all these people affect me, to how can I live selfless? There's something bigger than me, and how can I be a part of that? Yeah. And I started asking the question, okay, Lord, am I acting out of selfish? What do I get? Or selfless? What do I give? And that was just kind of the big piece. But I love that illustration stuck
That's
with me.
good. Yeah. It kind of leans back into the whole, like, are you hearing? Are you listening? Kind of thing that we've talked about before. But it's, I have to consciously, I don't know how you guys are, make sure when I'm somewhere and I'm talking to someone, it's a trained thing. You can't be thinking about what you're going to say next. You have to
I'm doing that right now. Sorry.
What am I going to say next?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's in the chamber.
You gotta
focus
You got
on
to take
you.
it out of the chamber.
Yeah.
Empty the clip, right?
Yeah.
Remove the one that was in the chamber. And sometimes just absorb and just listen to somebody. Not ready to bounce back, just like listening to them. It's crazy how that can heal a multitude of things, right? If you're just a good listener is an art that people are just, myself included, I've got to get better at. And we have to get better at. If we could become a society of listeners, we'd do so much better than just almost like the way you are in a relationship with a husband and wife, right? Naturally, as husbands, as guys, we want to fix stuff, right?
Yes.
But sometimes our wives just want us to listen and to understand what they're going through. And obviously to pray for them or to help around the house, those things, but they want to just be heard and empathize with what they're going through. But again, as guys out there, we so tend to want to just fix it. But that's the first level of learning to just listen and just to shake a head and hug when the hug is needed and just be there when it's not. I think a lot of times you learn that through a difficult time, especially in ministry world, when somebody passes away, somebody's family member. Not trying to bring this down, but I'm saying that
Too late.
sometimes my bad. You're already in all black. So
He's always in all black.
Somebody's always passed away.
Ready
in
for a
Logan's
funeral.
Yeah, or behind the scenes. There's Skyler. He's in black. But sometimes they don't need a fix on somebody that's passed away.
Yep.
They just need you to
listen.
know that you're just there, right? Not even to help with anything, just to be there. So sometimes it's
Not
sitting
even
in a room.
speak necessarily.
Right.
Just be with me.
Yeah. And if you're like me or like you guys might be, sometimes our tendency will be to want to talk, fix, talk about this, change that, do this. And sometimes you just need to be there. So that's interesting that I took what you're saying on the like selfless, selfish kind of piece.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like internal too. It's not even on a stage. I want to help people. It's like, I need to sit here and make sure I'm listening so I will actually know how to act next.
Oh, that's it.
Instead of already having one in the chamber. Like you
Yeah.
said.
So did you have the one in the chamber? You
you
want
get
to
it
share
out of
with
the
us? Or
chamber?
do you want me
Let me
to?
pick it back up.
Okay.
Because no, I feel like it doesn't work, but we'll go for it. It's selfish and selfless. I love when you really look at that word selfless. I'm not like going to go into the Greek and parse it out, but it's not none of myself. It's not a complete emptying of myself. It's not zero me. It's less self.
That's right.
Just less. And if there's not zero self, but less self and more focus on you, I'm getting that balance right. I can't like completely eliminate me, but it's just less. It's like being fearful. I'm full of fear, or fearless. I'm not without fear. I just fear less than the average
And
person.
selfish obviously is ish self.
Yeah, I didn't know how to do with the ish part.
Well, make sure you don't ish.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I heard
What's
it
the
this
Greek
way.
in that?
I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do the ish. I was trying to get
So
to the
it's
fear
all-
to get away from the
so it
ish.
doesn't
and then-
always
There's
work,
less.
but-
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't be a fish.
There's
Don't
be a
fish,
fish.
less fish.
Yeah.
Eat less
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
I think fish are good for you,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Mallory and I have
So it doesn't work.
something that we've always kept in our marriage, and we learned this in premarital counseling, to help us not be selfish.
Okay.
And
Do
be more
share.
selfless in
Do
how we
tell.
treat each other. Yes. And it's just a phrase that we always come back to, especially when we're having a hard conversation or in a disagreement. And it's simply this: when one of us wins, we both lose. Ooh. So if my goal is just to win this argument, to win this conversation,
Wow.
as a couple, we're losing.
You're losing.
Much too
one of us
convicting.
wins, we
Let's
both
move
lose.
on.
Yeah. And if you both lose, you're winners. Is it not
Two
working? I'm trying to
negatives make a
fit the
positive.
opposite of everything
I
you're
guess,
saying back into that.
that's good.
If you both win, you're losers.
If we both win, we're both winning. If we both lose, we're both compromising, and so we're coming to an agreement somewhere.
Okay.
I
heard this
I
phrase
like
put away. Being selfless is not thinking less of yourself. It's just thinking of yourself less often.
I like that.
And just
That's what I was trying to say.
But yours didn't. No, you didn't say that though. Yours was different. You said a different thing.
Once you hit
Greek.
50, you're going to be putting these things together like no tomorrow. So, but the other cool part,
There is tomorrow. Every
you
day's a bonus.
hit it. You hit it so well in talking to your spouse and listening. And gentleman who mentored me in my early marriage, he said, don't go to the fix it.
That's right.
Until you have identified the emotion. And I was like, what are you talking about? He says, well, you go to a mechanic and you're like, hey, my engine, it's making this knock. And he goes, okay. And he just opens the hood and starts ripping things out. He goes, no. Okay. What kind of knock? And where is it coming from? And when are you hearing it? And how, and he's narrowing it down. I'm like, okay, mechanics, those are men usually. And okay. So you narrow down the knock, and he said in this way, he said, as she's sharing those pieces, or as anybody is sharing, be thinking, what emotion are they going through? And then ask, and I'm big into asking questions. So I can sense this. Is it frustration? Are you hurt? What would you say you're feeling about that? And all of a sudden it moves from, it's not the engine at all. That's your brakes. You know, it's just like, I was going to fix the wrong thing. Yeah. So make sure I know what's broken before I start to try to fix it.
And I love the asking questions thing.
Huge.
First of all, great in a marriage, right? Second of all, great just in society as we love people and get to know people. Like we all.
How come?
We all. Oh wow! Let me tell you.
Yeah.
How come you asked? So it's so easy to want to talk about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Again, we talked out the beginning of this episode was us talking about the things, the ministries, the businesses that we're all involved in. But learning to ask those questions and truly listening and hearing what those people are saying is a key to somebody feeling loved. So sometimes you'll be in the middle of a conversation with multiple people or just with one other person, and you got to learn, hey, I really want to say this about something that I did or my kids did. But right now is the time for me to ask more questions, because it sounds like they're passionate and they're enjoying what they're talking about. They will see more love, more selfless if I ask more questions about what their kid's up to now and how did it feel when they won and how was it when the in-laws were in town or whatever it is I'm asking. Sometimes it's those simple little questions and somebody walks away and is like, wow, they actually like, listen, what a good conversation. You know,
I like that guy.
To be more likable. I mean, think about it.
Everyone loves to talk about themselves. So if you give them a chance to, you're amazing.
What's everybody's favorite word, right? Their own name, right? And so if somebody has a chance to
never heard that.
Talk about, well, there you go.
Most popular word in any language.
Why have you never heard that?
Name.
Wow.
Why do you question that? Why do you want to know about that? Why are you wearing what you're wearing? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Why all black with white shoes?
Why? Black with white shoes. Yeah, that's interesting. But anyway, that's such a good. That's something we could put into practice today. If you're driving to work, if you're going home to see your wife and she's been home all day, or you've been home all day and she's coming home from work, whatever that looks like, man, maybe this is a day, something today you could put into practice. Ask more questions. Listen and ask more questions.
That's
quick to listen, slow to speak,
slow to
and
anger.
slow to become angry.
Gosh, that's almost
Where did you get
biblical.
that from? That's brilliant.
I did not write it, I'll admit.
Tell me this. Did the half brother of Jesus write that?
I think you're correct.
James?
James.
I like him.
James.
I like that. When we used to learn scripture at home with the kids, we would put Post-it notes or things on the mirror when we were learning something. That was one that was up there for the longest time. It was like we wanted our kids to be best friends. We were like, friends are going to come and go, even as adults, we know that. But your family is going to be forever. And so that was one of the verses that was up there. Good spot. If you want something to mean something, you got to put it up there where you're going to see it every day. You know, if it's brushing the teeth, if it's scripture, I think scripture memory is probably lost in today's world. We forget to memorize scripture. Our kids are good at it probably, but we're probably a little less good at it. But what you're saying with listening or selfless, I wonder if that's one of those immediate actions we could do, like write that on the mirror. And you're brushing your teeth and you're like, today, God, help me be less selfish and more selfless. I like that though.
I love that. And I'll even go one further, because when you said memorize verses for Christians, that changes your mindset and your mode of action.
That's right.
No matter who you are, if you're saying, okay, there's something intrinsically, foundationally that changes inside of us when we do something that is completely selfless.
Yeah.
And I would just say my takeaway is, and I've tried to practice this, once a day, try to find some way to be completely selfless in an action, in a word, in a deed. It can be listening to somebody that I get nothing reciprocated at all. It can be giving in a way that, you know what, I'm not giving other than to just encourage that person. And I started doing that, but what we start to see is the benefit is at a core level. When I see Girl Scouts, I'm just like, I got $20. I'm buying $20 worth of cookies.
Yeah.
Because I see
very expensive now. Inflation is skyrocketed on the Girl Scout cookies.
They're not as grateful for that $20 anymore. Kidding.
Why not buy more?
But so, I mean, and I think you can get 3 boxes, or maybe it's 2 boxes anyway. And there's like, hey, it changes $2. I'm like, you know what? Keep that and put it towards whatever you're doing. And then I've got these boxes and I'm like, you know what? I want to be completely selfless. So I'll walk with the boxes somewhere and somebody says, oh man, where'd you get those? I'm like, these are great. I love those. I'm like, well, here's your box. So I got to be twice.
Yeah.
Because I could very much benefit from Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, that's good. Back in the day, there was a show on called Friends. I don't know if you've heard of it, but we used to watch Friends as a family. My wife and I would watch it for years, all the seasons of Friends. Nice. But there was one episode when Joey and Phoebe were having a kind of a little debate. And she was saying that you can't do anything without being selfish, right? Because even if you're selfless, you're getting a benefit from it. Yeah. And it was kind of fun in a comical way, because it was like, whatever, you know, rescuing a butterfly or whatever. And the thing was, but when you do that, you feel good. You feel so now good. You're doing it because it feels good to you. Now you're selfish. But I would say that if you approach situations like that in a comical way, you would realize how easy it is to truly be selfless. And it could be carrying a box from the front desk to somebody else's office. It could be literally take 10 minutes out of your day today to go help somebody else with something, or at least ask somebody if you can help them with something.
Oh, good work.
And it's like, literally, it takes you 10, 15 minutes. First of all, it's going to make you feel good. Like, wow, I just got a chance to help somebody.
Absolutely.
But you're not getting anything in return. And they're going to turn around and be like, wow. Now for followers of Jesus, they're like, that's truly kids in school or adults. That's how you show the light of Jesus, right? You're acting as Jesus would act. Yes. What would Jesus do? He would love others. He would help others. He would be selfless, as we know he was for all those years. And so if we want to act more like him, we should do things that are less about us and more about others. But in return, you will receive something, as Joey and Phoebe figured out. You will receive a feel-good thing in here, like it is to give presents at Christmas, and you love watching them open the. My wife loves to give the perfect Christmas present. Yes, and she loves for them to open it more than receiving anything. Yes, absolutely, she loves to watch that. And what a great example in life. Yes, the more you give out there, it feels good to see somebody benefit, or to see somebody feel loved, or to open the right thing, or to receive something in that way. So
that is a great example.
Yeah. Isla, my 6-year-old Isla just started connecting these dots. We've been talking about generosity just a lot lately in our house, just trying to model that just in the home, being generous towards each other and helping each other. And she comes racing home on her bike yesterday, comes running in, you know, her face is red. She's out of breath. Daddy, what's up? And I was like, hey, what are you doing? I gotta pee. Okay, great. She goes to the bathroom. She comes running into my office afterwards and she goes, so I was thinking, it's really hot outside. What if I put a bunch of popsicles in the basket of my bike and brought popsicles to all of my friends? And she's looking at me like, is this okay? Am I on the right
Am I
track?
allowed to do this?
And I
Yeah.
said, that sounds like an amazing idea. How many friends are you hanging out with? Let's count. And so as soon as I validated it, she was so excited. Listing off all her friends.
Sweet.
We got in the garage, get the popsicles, put them in her basket, send her on her way. She was so excited to go back to her friend's house and give all the kids a popsicle. She just felt like it was the best thing. And she's connecting those dots. It feels really good.
And you know what's great
give.
in the parenting world? It'd be so easy to tear down that idea. Like, it's probably hot outside. They're going to melt by the time you get there. How far is that?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're kind of diminishing.
Well, we bought those popsicles and
Those
now
are
they're going to be
ours.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The practicality doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about kids or even adults, but kids, it's like you want to say yes.
Yeah.
You want to just verify what you're doing. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they're melting everywhere on the way there and they get there and they're half liquid again or whatever. It's just a stick in a bag. I don't care what it is. The fact that they were like, you're allowing me to do this way that I can be generous in their way that's important to them.
Yes.
It's like that guy that talks about how what happened to the art of like the balloons, like back when we were kids, it was like a balloon was the most important thing to us. And then as a parent, we watched the balloon escape and we're like, oh, we'll get you another one. That kid's like, no,
but it
my
was
balloon,
that
right?
one.
He goes, that's similar to like if your wallet was floating away. Imagine if your wallet was floating away, you'd be like, no, I need my wallet back. Something is important to you at that time. That balloon is very important to that kid. The wallet, our phones are very important to us. At that time, your child had figured out a way to be generous. Treat that as the most important thing they can do that day. Let them go do that. The way that you might buy the nicest present for somebody and expect nothing back, that simple act of a 25-cent popsicle is the biggest thing to them right there. And they're going to learn more than any cost or any melted stick could ever do.
Yeah.
Because
Great
of that.
word.
Yeah.
Great
That's
word.
That's good.
But it affects everything in the way we do it. And just to wrap it up, it's not what we do, but how we do it and why.
Sure. Why?
I mean, if I'm going to work
What's
and it's
your
just
why?
about getting money so that whatever, but if I'm going to work to encourage other people while I'm doing it and then to provide for my family and to give them just a place to stay and it's to do and to give. I mean, that's huge.
in everything you do it like you're doing it for God. I mean, if we lived that way, imagine the world that would change instantly, right? I mean, man, that's that's a way let's wrap it up, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Next week is
awesome.
coming. We got to save some stuff for next week. Because you just wait. It's going to be good, right? All right. I think I'm going to lead us off next week. Does that
Yes.
sound good? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to talk about. Next week, got to be here, guys.
Oh, nice.
Hook. Did you see I put the hook in there? So
Set the hook.
hey, so many things you can take away, but today one of the things you can do, baby steps, is to just do something. Do something. Listen, and don't react right away. Just prepare, right? So that's good. All right, well, guys, we're never promised tomorrow, but boy, is it a blessing when we get it, because we know every day is a blessing. We'll see you guys. What? Well,
It's a blessing.
I wanted
It's
to
a
switch that
bonus.
together. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Every day's a bonus. We'll see you guys next week. So yeah, peace.